owning real estate on a sunny island in a warm country, what could be more enjoyable? Service, a pool, restaurants, co-working spaces, a children's center, and dozens of other perks, just what we love. But any savvy investor knows that it's important to enter a project at the right time and at the best possible price. Well, this is that very new opportunity for investors to grab the most attractive piece of real estate in Phuket. I'm Denis Rashnik from Your State Real Estate Agency, and today I'll tell you about the So Lagoon Complex from the developer Origin. And most importantly, I'll explain how to acquire property there, and above all, how to make a great profit from it. Today, we have with us Albina, a representative from the sales department of the developer Origin. Albina, hi.
Hello.
Yes, now we're going to ask Albina about all their projects and about the company. And we'll start with the very latest one, which literally just launched in the pre-sale a few days ago. We have 3 buildings here, right? How many floors do we have?
8 floors each.
8 floors each. And the first one is for parking, right? So parking, you drive in, and all the other floors are residential.
Yes.
And here I see on the property some kind of common building, like a clubhouse, right? Or what is it?
We have 3 distinct condominium buildings and a spacious clubhouse where the welcoming reception area, a productive co-working space, a fully equipped gym, a delightful cafe, and a relaxing jacuzzi on the very top floor are conveniently located. The gym also features a highly usable rooftop area, and all 3 buildings are completely furnished as comfortable apartments.
The pool is at our main building.
Yes, that's the main one, the pool. There's also a rooftop restaurant and bar where you can relax and enjoy the view.
Yeah, and what's also cool here, by the way, is that we were together at the last exhibition, Tishinka, which was in Moscow on the 15th of November, -16. That was our booth, maybe we can show it, right? And the developer Origin was set up right across from us. By the way, we talked a lot there. What I liked about this project, by the way, we sold 2 apartments at the exhibition.
Yes.
What I liked about this project is that there's a separate building for the wellness center.
Yes.
Could you please tell us where it will be located and what it will include? I mean, what features will it have?
Well, yes, the focus is on health and wellness, on taking care of both physical and mental well-being, so that when a guest arrives, in addition to all the standard hotel amenities, they also have the opportunity to look after their health, relax, eat properly, exercise, and consult with various specialists. And in general, everything here is designed so that guests can stay here to relax and basically don't even need to go anywhere else, right? So you can both work and relax in the same place.
So it's all about taking care of your health.
Exactly.
You arrive, settle in, and then, for example, you get a checkup, right? They select a personalized diet for you. You also have a spa right there, and there are hammams and saunas as well. Yes, so...
Yes, exactly. So there are personal training sessions and the medical center.
By the way, in my opinion, this is what sets you apart from your competitors who are located nearby. Home, title, heritage, right? Because Home doesn't have that. Home has its own features, right? Heritage has a separate clubhouse, of course, with its own features, right? But I think wellness will be the main attraction of your project. That's the unique feature of your project.
Yes, that's right.
Am I correct in understanding that the wellness center is not just for the residents of the project, but also
for everyone who wants to, of course, yes. So it will be an additional feature.
Yes, that's great. That's really great. If you're talking more about the project, as far as I remember, you have 3 buildings and there will be villas here in the front.
Yes, there will be villas here between building A and the lake. Accordingly, building A has apartments with views of the lake. It will be a very pleasant area surrounded by well-developed infrastructure, variety of restaurants and new cafes. They are all themed, and overall you can find entertainment there to suit any taste and budget.
So you have 3 buildings and villas. By the way, here is our location, just so everyone understands. Here is the home building and the lake. The lake is large and beautiful, and that's where the Vu restaurant is located, the French restaurant Vu. It's great there. They even have yoga, their own gym, and they're building some kind of spa. It's really quite an area.
Yes.
And we'll also show it from the drone later. Next to Vu, several other restaurants are being built.
Right.
I know there's a Serbian restaurant being built there, right? There's another one too. It's really beautiful there.
So there will be a promenade area.
Yes, question. Considering such extensive development in this area, with a lot of infrastructure and your project being built, what will happen with the roads? How will people get in and out? Could you tell us about that, please? Did you take this into account?
We did take this into account. We purchased the road that leads directly to our project from Bold Avenue along with the plot. Therefore, the additional road that leads to VU will be extended and connected to the road that leads to our project.
I see. So you've basically created a complete loop, right? Well, that's great, yeah. Yes, and the road is the one that's already been built. So there will be one entrance here and one here, right?
Yes, there are 2 active entrances here. and accordingly a ring road around our project, which will help with entering and exiting onto the main highways nearby.
Right, so we can enter from both sides.
Yes.
That's great, yeah, because not every project has two entrances. Usually there's just one, and that's not always convenient. You get stuck in traffic jams, just waiting. All of that has been taken into account. I'd like to add that this road, which was purchased, is actually already finished.
Yes.
It's already fully paved, it's already completely done, and it leads almost directly to the town of Buritri.
Yes. Yes, absolutely right.
So does that mean we'll be able to use this road to get to Buritri later?
If they finish it all the way through, then yes. But that depends on the municipality. It's not entirely up to us. But the fact that the road around us has been purchased by Origin is true.
Yes. And in fact, it's ready, but it's closed off, locked up. You drive up and wonder, why haven't they opened it yet? Well, apparently there are some issues. Well, we'll find out soon. As far as I know, yes, the company Sunday City, which is also a major developer like Origin, is also planning to build their own project in this area. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Base or something like that, right?
Yes.
But you also have your own tram card. Yes, I heard you're also planning to build some kind of hotel, and it's quite interesting. Could you tell us about it, please?
Well, actually, yes. Origin specializes in building hotel properties as well. That is, we build numerous hotels for our partners. And here we are building a Moxie Hotel. It's part of the Marriott holding. And this, let's say, will be a new branded residence that will be a direct competitor to Homi, but more interesting, more modern, more stylish, and of course, aimed at short-term rentals for people to work and relax in this place.
It's built across the street here.
Yes, it will be built a bit further down across the street and will be creating a unified infrastructure that everyone can access.
Cool. And do you have any approximate timelines, roughly?
Everything should be completed by the end of 2027.
Moxie? What is that? It's a Marriott brand that they created in collaboration with IKEA. It's a kind of new product on the market, ultra-modern, bright, colorful, mainly aimed at young people. Albina, could you please tell us what quality standards the developer has? What is important for the developer? So what do they focus on in this project and in general, overall?
In general, the developer builds everything from economy class to premium apartments in Bangkok, townhouses and residential properties, I mean mansions and villas. But here it's more of a high-end class, meaning it's a comfort level with the use of high-quality construction materials and quality finishes. At the same time, we try to make it accessible for consumers and especially for investors who can, let's say, purchase their investment at about 30 to 35% below market value, so that later it will be easier for them to resell the apartment or rent it out.
So from the very beginning, you focus on and offer only products that allow the client to make a profit?
Yes, that's absolutely right. And this is a purely investment program.
That's great. That's exactly how it is. Because today, in terms of price, we'll get to that in a moment. Yes, to the prices. Well, right now, you're outside the market. And the terms you've offered for installment payments, we'll discuss those as well. Yes, a bit later. You really stand out overall.
Yes.
So from your point of view, is this project more suitable for personal living or still more for investment?
Both. It all depends. Actually, this is a universal project that can be offered to any buyer, both to those who want to live here and be in the heart of a tourist location, enjoying all the infrastructure, and to those who want to invest money and earn returns.
Yes, but from my point of view, I would lean more towards this project being for investment. Yes, the developer is really offering great prices. They're below market, I'd say by about 20 or 30% compared to what's happening in this location today. They're genuinely giving the first buyers, the first clients, a real opportunity to make money. So I see it more as an investment because later on, when you complete this project like the business center, build that Moxie and the surrounding infrastructure, this whole area will really come to life. It will start living a completely different life and it will be in high demand for rentals and investments.
We are trying to make this as accessible and easy to rent as possible because the entire furniture package is fully included and all electrical appliances are included in the price.
All the appliances?
The appliances and also bed linens and curtains. So it's a fully furnished rental.
Spoons, forks, you just move in and like?
There won't be spoons and forks, but there will definitely be bed linens.
Okay. The developer delivers the apartment fully furnished with all appliances. It's truly turnkey. Just bring your own spoons and forks. By the way, everything else will be there. What kind of yield do you think this project could bring? Write your thoughts in the comments. You recently launched a press sale. There were some great deals during the first days of booking, right?
Yes.
How many units were sold on the 23rd of November, right? That was on the first day of the launch. How many were sold? How many are still available today? And what installment plans, discounts or bonuses are still left?
We start at 113,000 per square meter, while the average price per square meter here in Bangtao is 160 to 170,000. So this is actually about 30 to 35% below the market price. Accordingly, there are 26 square meter studio apartments, 28 square meter one bedroom apartments, and the minimum price at the moment is 3,200,000 baht.
3.2 million baht is $93,000.
Yes.
Well, let's not talk in rubles, since the exchange rate keeps changing. Let's stick to dollars. So that's the minimum price, right? What's left? How many were sold on the first day?
We sold about a third of the apartments.
30%?
Yes, in one day. So everything else is still for sale, please. And the 30/70 installment plan is valid until the end.
I'll explain in more detail about the installment plan provided by the developer Origin. What's the essence and why do they stand out on the market right now? So how does their process work? So we come in and make a deposit.
Yes.
We leave a $3,000 deposit for the apartment, Tuesday after the apartment. The next payment is due by December 23rd. So those who reserve before the end of November only need to pay 30% of the apartment's price by December 23rd, and the remaining 70% is paid at the end upon receiving the keys. The completion date is scheduled for December 2027. That is, everything will already be built. You come, inspect the apartment, and only then, in December 2027, you pay the remaining 70%. For those who don't manage to buy before the end of November, so in December, January, and February, conditions remain the same, but the payment schedule shifts a bit. You pay the first installment of 50%
Within 3 months.
within 3 months, and the remaining 50% is paid upon receiving the keys, also in December 2027.
When the unit is handed over, that is 50/50 with the option to resell the unit and the possibility to transfer the debt to a new buyer. The first assignment of rights will be free of charge.
And that's great. They even made the first assignment free. Really well done. I mean, I can really see the approach here. You really gave everyone the opportunity to come in and make money.
This is an opportunity for investors to enter as easily as possible and exit just as easily, yes.
Awesome. And I want to emphasize a very important point. If you've paid the first 30% for the apartment, you can actually assign your rights as soon as the next day. Yes, absolutely right. In terms of ownership, there is both full freehold, complete ownership. That means you come as an individual with your foreign passport. You don't need any Thai intermediaries. You register everything in your own name, and it's your full property, just like in Russia. And there's also the leasehold form, which is a 90-year lease. So, Albina, look, we've talked about a lot of things. Let's just make it clear for our viewers. Let's say I'm a buyer, I'm an investor, right? Why exactly this project with these installment plans, why is it beneficial for me? Why should I buy this project from you specifically?
Because Origin offers you something that makes investing your money as easy as possible. In other words, you can enter this investment below market value.
Yes. So the initial price is actually below the market.
Yes. The price is below market and you have the opportunity to use an installment plan with no interim payments. You pay 30% within a month and then forget about any further payments until the project is completed.
In fact, that's, 3 years.
3 years.
Only after 3 years will I receive the remaining 70%.
During those 3 years, you can decide what to do with the apartment. You can rent it out, you can easily resell it, or you can transfer the final payment to a new buyer and not pay off that amount yourself. So you have a lot of options as an investor for exiting this investment, this project.
Yes, I agree. Now, let me sum it up. As I understand it, if I were an investor, after talking with Albina...
Is it too complicated, right?
No, it's all clear. Let's say, first of all, right? So first, let's say I'm an investor, right? I came to buy. It's great that the price is actually lower, meaning the competitors around are really 20 to 25% more expensive. You've already given me the opportunity to make a profit. Second, I only pay 30%, after which I can resell. Yes, I can wait 3 years and get the apartment when it's ready. At the same time, I don't have to pay installments all this time and I'm not tied to these payments at all. I'll just plan for this payment in 3 years because, as they say, a lot can change in that time. We don't know what will happen in the world or what will happen in Russia either. So it's a great backup plan, right? Next point. And I can also sell the apartment at the end, not make the final payment, and make a profit. The final payment is made by the end buyer who purchases it. What's the classic scheme for buying real estate in Thailand, often in Phuket? You come in, resell the property, you have the first payment, usually 25 to 30%, depending on the developer, as different developers have different payment terms. And then you continue to pay the interest-free installments according to the construction stages. So your payments are made roughly every 6 to 8 months, right? In this case, you only pay 30% upfront, right? And after 3 years, you pay the remaining amount when you get the keys. This scheme really sets you apart in the market. And in fact, this project is attractive both for investors and for those considering an apartment for themselves. So you buy it, it's being built, and you gradually prepare for receiving the apartment and making the final payment at the end.
This will be convenient for clients selling in Russia and unsure when that will happen.
Yes, by the way.
For example, if you have a certain amount of money that you're trying to preserve, and due to the uncertain situation in Russia, you can invest this amount with a reliable developer here, not make any interim payments, sort out your financial matters in Russia over the next 3 years, and then make the final payment.
Yes, it's like, this is the image that comes to mind. Well, right now we don't really know what's going to happen, do we? Some people put their money in a deposit, right? Some people go somewhere else, say they want an apartment, but the rates are crazy, the mortgage is outrageous, or the programs are ending. But the company So Lagoon, they took care of things in advance and offered the third option. You just take what you have, right? Invest it in this apartment and see what happens in 3 years. Either you exit, right? That is, either you sell something in Russia, for example, at a normal price, not selling it off now, because right now, for instance,
Well, of course, it's still too early.
and apartments could drop in value and land plots could too, right? So in reality, if you start selling now, you'll start devaluing your assets. You just calmly wait a year, 2 or 3. The crisis passes, prices go up. You sell your property and make the final payment at the end.
When you invest in Thai real estate, you're investing in a hard currency, meaning a currency that's protected from volatility and direct dependence on the dollar, because the dollar's exchange rate against the baht hasn't changed for at least 10 years, if not longer.
Yes,
Accordingly, you can invest the funds you have, protect them this way, and take a long enough pause to figure out what to do next. Depending on the situation in Russia and the current mortgage rates, which are very high, you'll have the opportunity to sell your property in Russia, get the funds, and close out well this project.
yes, I absolutely agree. At the very least, to preserve and not lose.
To preserve and not lose.
And the best, yes, to earn and increase your capital.
And the low entry threshold for an apartment, meaning the low price per square meter, also allows you to resell it later at a lower market price.
Yes, it will be liquid. In 2 or 3 years, it will be liquid because the tourist flow is increasing. Every year, there are more and more tourists. This project will be very liquid on the market in 25 years.
Yes.
Albina, please tell me, if I'm not mistaken, well, first of all, this isn't your first or last project. You're developing 5 projects in Phuket, right? Let's take a look at this cool model. Let's come closer. I'll highlight just a couple of points. This is very important. This is catch, right? We have a beach club. This is catch. This settlement here, well, the Villa Complex, yes, you're building it for £3, right? So Regent is building it for £3. And please tell us, what do we have here?
Here is our So Bangtown project, which is actually almost completely sold out. At the moment, we have only a few apartments available, but there are also villas that are still up for sale. There will be 3 condominium buildings, each 8 stories high, and 35 premium villas with private pools and usable rooftops.
Okay, so if you turn on to catch, your project is already being implemented just across the road, right? Just a couple of words, when did sales start?
Sales started last year. At the moment,
There are 7 units left.
7 units,
And how many units are there in total?
about 500 in total.
500. By the way, how many units are there at Seoul?
511.
511, that's all. So it turns out that in a year, you sold 500 units. I mean, that's pretty impressive, right? Are these villas also being sold by you?
Yes,
Will there be a hotel in the future?
there will be a Renaissance hotel section here. It will be a Renaissance hotel and residence.
Okay, we've covered Bangtao. Where else are projects being built?
There's another property about 500 meters from the beach. There's also one near
Central Festival?
Central Festival and also in Katu, vibrant area.
When will Kata be completed? When will Central Festival be finished? Here is clear.
All the projects will be completed either in 2026 or at the end of 2027.
So all your projects, all 5 of them are scheduled completion between 2026 and 2027?
Basically, yes, because originally entered here a year ago. So we haven't had time to build anything yet. But a large number of properties have already been completed in Bangkok. You can go and check our website, see all project construction stages. There are many.
Yes. Could you please briefly tell us a bit more about the developer?
The developer has been around for 15 years. It's a public company that's traded on the stock market. You can basically study its history. It's completely transparent. We built not only residential condominium properties, but also hotel properties and numerous service, infrastructure and transport hub projects, everything necessary for the development of the area.
So am I right in understanding that the company not only develops its own projects, but also participates as a contractor in many other projects?
Yes, that's correct.
As far as I know, there are bridges, tunnels, roads, hospitals.
Transport hubs and numerous hotels that we built in partnership with our...
Yes, we were together at the exhibition in Chishinka, Moscow, the 15th of November, -16, and you had it written there over 150 projects.
That's true. These are all the projects we've completed over the past 15 years.
Well, I can say that this is a reliable, transparent and stable developer with a clear track record and a company that is traded on the Bangkok Stock Exchange.
Yes. In fact, Region builds with own money. Precisely because this we can...
By the way, yes, that's an interesting point as well. There was a client who said, well, he was ready to come in, but in the end he didn't. He says, like, I'll put down 30% and then it'll still be under construction for another 10 years. But as you mentioned, the developer is financing it themselves. I understand that the developer is investing their own money and they're personally interested in finishing the project faster, right? So they can hand it over to you sooner. That's why the completion date is set for December 2027. But most likely it could even be finished earlier. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, we figured out the project and we figured out the developer. Albina, thank you so much. Let's go take a look at the model apartments and then we'll tell you what's available, what's left and under what conditions. Let's take a look at a one-bedroom apartment with an area of 28 square meters. Right at the entrance, I want to point out that the developer is from Bangkok and they've already thought through the logistics of daily life in advance and installed these shoe cabinets at the entrance, as well as cabinets for hats, bags, and various accessories. Here's the living area, a table for 2 people. I know that the ceiling height is 2 meters 55 centimeters. There's a separate kitchen, a full kitchen that's isolated from the bedroom, so there won't be any cooking smells. The kitchen is small, but it has all the appliances: refrigerator, oven, sink, and exhaust hood. And there's a separate utility balcony with a washing machine. Here we have the bathroom, sink, toilet, and shower. And right here, we enter the bedroom. The bedroom is relatively spacious. A double bed, storage system, air conditioner, television, and access to this lounge balcony where you can place flowers, some chairs, and just enjoy the view and breathe fresh air. I want to point out that everything you see in the video in terms of the apartment's furnishings, furniture, and appliance, all of this is included in the furniture package. That is, when you make a purchase, everything is included in the price. Let's take a look at a 26 square meter studio, which is perfect for short-term rentals. The kitchen area is fully equipped: refrigerator, hood, sink, oven. It is also separated from the main bedroom and living room by a partition. Next, the bedroom area is combined with the living room area. Everything is compact, yet still feels spacious. There's a lounge balcony with a washing machine and a bathroom with a shower, toilet, sink, and storage system. And now let's look at the last optiona, one-bedroom apartment of 32 square meters. This one is more spacious, making it more comfortable for long-term living, even for 2 people. The kitchen, refrigerator, and washing machine are already here, along with a stove and an exhaust hood. The only thing is that the kitchen isn't separated from the living room by a partition, but the bedroom is separated from the living room by the same kind of transparent partition. There's more space, it's roomier, and the balcony is twice as big. I'll point out that in this particular layout, we have a standalone bathtub. At the same time, we've kept the shower. Personally, I find this comfortable. Let's take a look at where our complex is located. Here are our 3 main buildings. This is the wellness center, so there will be direct access to it from the road. This road is already built. This is the existing one that leads to Bill 3. In front of the complex, villas are being built. This is a beautiful, clean lake. This is the View Cafe, a Serbian restaurant that has already opened. And this area is gradually being developed. For example, a veterinary clinic, a grooming salon, and a golf simulator have already opened here. And little by little, this whole area will be developed for commercial use. Well, I think the location is perfect from a tourist point of view, and it's also great for living, since you have all the infrastructure around you. There are existing complexes to help you understand where this is. This is Coma, here it is, yes. And this project is being built heritage. Layouts. Let's move on to the layouts. The apartment is 28 square meters. This is what it looks like. And the 2-room apartment is 60 square meters. This is what the layout looks like. And let's take a look at the price list. A 1-bedroom apartment of 28 square meters costs 3,270,000 baht. That's after all the discounts currently offered by the developer during the pre-sale. In dollars, that's $94,000. Let me remind you that you only need to pay 30% now. And the remaining 70% is due in December 2027 upon receiving the apartment. The 2-room apartment is 60 square meters. Its price is 6.6 million baht. In dollars, that's $190,000. The 3-room apartment, by the way, let me show you the layout. Here are the layouts for the 3-bedroom units. They range from 85 to 105 square meters. But here in our price list, for example, if we take 85 square meters, it costs 10 million baht, that's $290,000. For more detailed information, write to us and we'll send you a beautiful sheet like this, where we'll select the best available options, show you the apartment's view, where north and south are, and we'll make a complete table where you'll see the apartment price, discounts, reservation, final payment, and the payment schedule. So is exactly the kind of project that could be a turning point for you. In 2026, when construction begins, prices will be completely different. And in 2027, when the construction is finished and the project is delivered, those who didn't get in will be kicking themselves. This was Denis Rakchniak and the real estate agency Miro Estate. See you next time.